Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Mark here, ready to dive into some seriously cool tech stuff today.
And Jenny's here too, excited to explore alongside you all. We've got a fascinating topic lined up, right, Mark?
Oh, you have no idea, Jenny. We're talking about Fantasia's new AI-powered emotional interaction technology. They just unveiled it at the AVN Expo, and let's just say it's pretty impressive.
Okay, emotional interaction technology, that sounds intriguing. What does it actually mean, though?
Right, so imagine technology that can not only understand your words, but also your emotions. It's like, if you're reading a story, the system can sense if you're excited, sad, or surprised, and then adapt the experience accordingly.
Hold on, so you're saying this AI can actually pick up on our feelings? That seems a bit sci-fi, even for 2025.
I know, right? But that's where this multimodal AI system comes in. They call it Echo. It's not just listening to your voice. It's processing text, audio, even sensory data all at once.
Sensory data? What does that even mean in this context?
Okay, so they've got this app, the Fantasia Stories app, where you can basically create your own narrative experiences. You choose plot lines, characters, themes, that sort of thing.
Sounds fun, like those choose-your-own-adventure books we had as kids.
Exactly. But here's the cool part. They also have this device called SenseX. It provides tactile feedback that syncs up with the story in the app. So you're not just reading or listening, you're feeling it too.
Whoa, so if there's like a suspenseful scene in the story, the device might vibrate or something to enhance that feeling?
Precisely. It's all about creating a more immersive and emotionally resonant experience. They say it adapts in real time to your preferences and responses too.
Okay, that's pretty wild. But beyond just entertainment, what are they doing with this? Like, what's the bigger picture?
That's where it gets really interesting. They're exploring applications in mental health. There's this case study they mentioned, where using this technology actually improved emotional well-being by 35% and reduced stress by 28%.
Wow, those are some serious results. So how would that even work in a mental health context?
Well, imagine an app that can create personalized therapeutic narratives based on your emotional state. It's like having a therapist that can tailor the experience to your exact needs in that moment.
That makes sense. It is like personalized medicine, but for mental wellness. So instead of just general advice, you get something tailored just for you.
Right. And they're also using it in education. They saw a 22% increase in course completion rates and an 18% improvement in student satisfaction when they used this technology.
Okay, that's interesting. I can see how a more engaging, emotionally responsive learning experience could make a big difference. It's not just about the information, it's about how you connect with it.
Exactly. And get this, they're even looking at customer service applications. Imagine an AI that can actually understand a customer's frustration and respond appropriately.
Oh, that would be a game changer. That would be significant. No more yelling at chatbots that don't understand you, hopefully.
Haha, exactly. But here's the thing about all this, Jenny. How does it actually compare to what we already have, like regular ABI chatbots?
That's a great question. We use chatbots all the time now, for everything from ordering food to getting tech support. So what makes this so different?
Well, from what I've read, Fantasia's technology seems to have a much deeper level of emotional intelligence. It's not just following pre-programmed responses, it's actually adapting to your emotional state in real time.
So it's more like having a conversation with someone who actually gets you, rather than just a machine that's spitting out canned answers?
Precisely. And that sensory feedback element, that's something chatbots just can't do. It adds a whole other dimension to the interaction.
But I imagine regular chatbots are way easier to implement, right? They're already everywhere.
Yeah, that's the trade-off. This tech is more advanced, but it's also more complex. Chatbots are simpler, more accessible, but maybe not as engaging.
It's kind of like the difference between a microwave dinner and a gourmet meal. One's quick and easy, the other's a whole experience.
Haha, I like that analogy. But this brings up some serious questions too. Like, what about privacy? We're talking about technology that's analyzing our emotions. That's pretty personal stuff.
Exactly my concern. How do we know this emotional data isn't going to be misused or sold to some advertiser who wants to exploit our feelings?
Right. And there's the whole issue of emotional manipulation. If AI can understand our emotions, could it also be used to influence them in ways we're not even aware of?
It is a bit of a slippery slope, isn't it? We've all seen those sci-fi movies where AI takes over the world. We don't want to end up there.
Totally. That's why it's so important to have clear ethical guidelines and regulations around this kind of technology. We need to make sure it's used responsibly.
So who's going to make those rules? The companies developing the tech? The government?
It's going to have to be a combination of both, I think. Plus, researchers, ethicists, and probably even us, the users. We need to have a say in how this technology is developed and used.
Makes sense. So where is all of this heading, Mark? What's the future of this emotional AI stuff?
Well, one trend they're talking about is integrating this kind of technology into smart home devices. Imagine your house adjusting the lighting, music, even the temperature, based on your mood.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool, but also a little creepy. Like, does my house really need to know when I'm feeling down?
Yeah, the privacy implications there are huge. But think about it in customer service. Emotional AI could lead to way more personalized and empathetic interactions.
That's true. It could be a game changer. A significant improvement for customer experiences. But what about jobs? Are we going to see robots taking over customer service roles?
That's a valid concern. There's always a possibility of job displacement with new technologies, but it could also create new roles, like people who specialize in training and managing these emotional AI systems.
So what's the overall feeling about this technology? Are people excited, worried, or a bit of both?
Well, at the AVN Expo, a survey showed that 85% of attendees were excited about the potential of this kind of technology. But online, it's more mixed. People are definitely intrigued, but they also have those concerns about privacy and manipulation that we talked about.
It sounds like we're at the beginning of something really big, but we need to proceed carefully. It's exciting, but also a little daunting.
Exactly. And the market seems to agree. The projected market size for AI in emotional recognition is $3.8 billion by this year. That shows there's a lot of investment and interest in this area.
So it's not just a niche thing anymore. This is going mainstream.
Right. It's going to be fascinating to see how this all unfolds. Companies like Fantasia are really pushing the boundaries here. But it's crucial that they prioritize user trust and ethical considerations.
Well said, Mark. This has been a really thought-provoking conversation. I think our listeners are going to have a lot to think about too.
Definitely, Jenny. And we'll be sure to keep everyone updated as this technology evolves. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive today.
Always a pleasure, Mark. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the amazing world of technology with us.